Just thought you guys would like to know that I'm drinking water today instead of wine. You're gonna be getting some sober advice. Or should I say soberine? It's not quite as funny of a joke as I thought it was before I said it. Hey guys, I'm YesReneau, and today I'm coming at you with a new video in my video series, Harvard Graduate, where I basically take experiences that I had at Harvard and explain how they helped shape my perspective on the world. So today's topic is moving from being a big fish in a small pond to being a small fish in a big pond. Because that's essentially what happened to me when I went from being this overachiever, excel at everything high schooler to becoming a Harvard student who was basically dirt on the toenail of the earth compared to everyone around me. All right, so without further ado, I guess I would like to get started talking about me. Basically, what you need to know about me is that in high school, I was defined by three main things: painting, sprinting, and math. These were the things that I did well, and people knew me for them. But then when I came to Harvard, I actually decided that I was so nervous about the academics that I wanted to drop all my extracurriculars and focus solely on my schoolwork. It didn't actually hit me that I didn't know my place at Harvard until sophomore year. Sophomore year was when I decided I wanted to try and get back into track. So I spent the entire summer between freshman and sophomore year doing track workouts. But then when I got back to Harvard's campus and actually tried out for the team, I was cut. Well, no, I wasn't actually cut, because cut would imply that I made the team. I never even made the team. They just flat out rejected me. And I'm able to speak about it now a little bit more calmly, being distanced from it. But at the time, I was bawling. I was so upset. And I think there were two main reasons that I was hit so hard by that rejection. The first being, in high school, everything was super inclusive. And so I never really had to deal with the fact that, if I wanted to be in a club or a team, that I couldn't be a part of it. The second thing that was kind of shocking was that I was being rejected by something I was actually good at. Even when you were good at something at Harvard, there were like at least 10 people better at that same thing than you. Look, oh God, does anybody feel that pill? How hard it was to swallow. I wasn't even the best foosball player anymore. So I started to realize that I had gone from being this big fish to this small fish. Not to mention, I was having a hard time adjusting to the East Coast personality that was a little bit more aloof and not so readily open as the Midwest personality. So because of these feelings of isolation and feeling like I wasn't pulling confidence from any of my activities, I started to get really down on myself. I started to ask myself questions like, what's wrong with me, or what is there to like about me? Which sounds kind of devastating. But besides just being devastating, it was also like a little crazy, right? Because, I was still a Harvard student, right? Like in the grand scheme of the world, like I was still doing all right. But it's kind of that like, if everybody is special, then nobody is kind of mentality. If everybody is a Harvard student, then nobody is. You don't feel special any longer. And so I slipped into a very unhealthy pattern of thinking that second year of college that I had to claw my way out of. And the only way that I turned things around was I started to focus on three main areas: my connections with other people, my competence in certain areas, and my perspective of other people's situations. So kind of like in dating, you know how you have a rebound after you've been seeing someone for a long time? Rugby was kind of my rebound to track. When I got rejected from track, I just pushed away anything any sport, any club, any people that were rejecting me, and I joined the rugby team. Because they were going varsity that year, and they had arms wide open that said, "Come on and play." And though I almost broke a few bones in the process, by the end of that semester, I had grown a highly supportive, loving group of girls around me. And it was pretty crucial for building my confidence, that they just wanted to know me because of the love and the enthusiasm that I brought to them. That was my first step. And my second step, competence, is what I got from starting my YouTube channel. Because there weren't many YouTubers at Harvard, and as I started getting better at it through junior and senior year, more of my classmates would come to me to ask me questions about either how to do it or how to do new video or editing techniques. And I'll tell you something, like, you really get a lot of confidence from your competence. Because when you know that you have something that other people value as a skill, it kind of reminds you on a daily basis that you are unique and you are special and you do have a place in this world. All right, and now the third area of changing my perspective on other people's situations. That basically had to do with shattering the myth that these like super geniuses and super legacies were like superheroes. When I got to know these kids on a more intimate level, I would come to find that the kid who was like super amazing in physics class was also the kid who couldn't flirt if his life depended on it. Or maybe that super awesome football star out on the field was the same guy who just broke a plate in the dining hall. The more I got to know these people, the less they became symbols of their strengths and the more that I could see their vulnerabilities. It made me appreciate their strengths as opposed to feeling threatened by them. Just getting to know these kids longer made the whole small fish, big pond kind of melt away a little bit. I'm not saying that I've got it all figured out or that I never get jealous anymore or envious of other people's amazing skills, but I do think I have a much healthier grasp on the situation. But anyway, that was just me adding another one of my Harvard stories to your collection of memories. Alright, I'm YesReneau. I'll catch you on the flip side, home skillet. Peace.
No.